Hey J-Momos, and welcome back to the channel. So as you all can see, I've been playing that makeup on today. So yeah, I was in there playing that makeup, and I was like, wait a minute. I put out a video, or I was editing a video, and I got that video edited for the other channel. But I was like, oh my goodness, I have not edited the video for Jemonica K. And so I had to get up from playing in my makeup, and I had to come in here and add these little talking portions to my video. So in today's video, we are gonna be doing my mama's birthday cake, which if you follow me on the other channel that I have, you already seen the cake. But I did record myself doing the cake. I was supposed to be talking in part of, well, I did a little bit of talking, but not much, because I actually started like early that morning and everybody was still asleep, so I really couldn't talk to y'all like that. And I repeat, I do not like doing voiceovers, okay? So I was trying to figure out, how am I gonna do this video, because I don't want to do a voiceover. So I said, you know what, Monica? You gonna do it your way, honey. You gonna get on there and you gonna tell them a step by step. It's gonna be probably like a week or so later, but you gonna get in there and you gonna add this part into the video. So I am gonna do it true Momo fashion, okay? Typically, people would do voiceovers on these videos, but your girl don't like doing it. That's why when I do sponsored videos, I do not like doing voiceovers. So anyway, we're gonna get ready to get into this video, and I am gonna be making a yellow cake with chocolate icing. That's one of my mama's favorite flavor combinations that I make. So I am not making this cake for the birthday party. She actually did not know I was making this cake for her, so she ordered a whole nother cake that she liked for the birthday party. I actually took her this cake after her birthday party, which was about maybe like 9 o'clock that night, okay? And I am gonna share this recipe with you all because a lot of people have problems with homemade yellow cakes being dry. And so I have a recipe that I use. I got this recipe years ago from another content creator, and I was like, let me try this recipe. And it's kind of like you are using the cake mix as a flour. You're also adding flour and the other ingredients that I'm going to show you all, but it doesn't taste like a box cake. It tastes like a homemade yellow cake, but whatever it is that they put in the yellow box cake, it makes the cake moist. Because a lot of times when you make that homemade yellow cake, I don't care how many recipes you try, you often see people take what's called a simple syrup and they pour it over the cake, you know, to try to get some type of moistness to the cake. So I've tried a lot of different yellow cakes, okay? And this recipe is really good. You can add any type of flavor into the cake. I'm telling you, you can bake this cake, okay? I know a lot of you all have kids, grandkids, relatives, friends, mamas, daddies, that, you know, sometimes you may want to bake them a cake just because, you know, it feels special to some of y'all. Some of y'all like, girl, forget that crap. I'm going to buy a cake or whatever. So yeah, I will have the recipe linked in the video. So yeah, I'm going to quit talking and let's get into this video, honey. Okay, y'all. So, y'all are not gonna believe I was doing so many things at one time that I actually forgot that the cake was in the oven. So, I don't know. I'm funny about cake when it comes to baking cake. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that cake can be dry. I cut a piece of it, you know how you level the top off, and I'm like, I just wasn't, it wasn't moist enough for me because I forgot that it was in the oven, and I feel like it didn't go over the baking time that much, but I still was a little funny about it. So I let I let my husband taste it. Jaden was like, but she don't care for yellow cake anyway. And my husband was like, it wasn't dry. So I just was like, at this point, no, I'm just gonna bake another cake and, you know, watch it so I don't forget it. And I was just, at that point, I only had about 2 hours, y'all, before my mama's birthday party. Because I actually was gonna give it to her at the party, whatever, originally. So I just decided, like I said, to bake another cake. This time it was just a 2-layer cake, which was fine because it was only for her. And it was going to be shorter. So the entire design that I had planned for the cake, I could no longer do that design. So I was going to make her like more of a custom style cake. It was going to have like a print on it from the icing, and yeah, none of that worked out. And it was going to be a tall cake. As you can see from the video, it was going to be a 4-layered cake, so it was going to be tall. By the time I put each layer of icing in between and all of that. So, with that being said, I had to come up with a really quick design that would be done by the time, you know, it was time for my mama's birthday party. So, that's where we are now. We're getting ready to make the icing. But at this time that I'm telling you about, when the cake came out, I didn't realize that I forgot about it until I looked at one of the layers of the cake, and it was too brown for me on the bottom. So, y'all, one thing about me when it comes to baking or anything, when it comes to me gifting anybody anything, it has to be right. If it's cooking, if it's wrapping the gift, whatever it is, y'all, it has to be right for me. Somebody else would be like, girl, ain't nothing wrong with that, but I'm just, you know, that type of person. So now we're going to get into making the icing. And I don't remember if I said anything in the video or not, but if you're making chocolate icing, you can just use brown vanilla. But if you're making like a buttercream icing where it has to be, you know, white, my buttercream icing is always like a light cream color because, you know, of the butter that you put in the icing. So I love that color. I don't like a, you know, pure white icing. I just like the color of like a cream color icing or off-white, whatever you want to call it. So you know, you don't have to worry about that with chocolate. The only reason you have to use clear clear vanilla is because you want that color. But if you're doing some type of color to the icing, you don't have to worry about using brown vanilla. Okay, so now we're going to get into making our icing, and I think at this point I started talking because it was later in the day, so I kind of explained certain things to you, I think. If not, I will come back and explain to you different stages in the icing. Okay, so we are all done mixing our butter. I mixed it for about 5 to 8 minutes. You can really do 5 to 10 minutes. You know, when it gets that pale color, that's the color that you're looking for. So make sure you turn your mixer down on low as you slowly add in the confectioner sugar. I'm gonna add, let me see the consistency. So I want to add just a little bit more confectioner sugar. I basically, when it comes to icing, I go by the consistency that I want. So if you want a looser icing, then of course you would use less powdered sugar. Okay. And let me get the cocoa powder. Okay. And then we'll go from there. I don't want to make it too chocolatey. Okay, I am gonna add just a little bit more cocoa and powdered sugar just because I added a little bit more cocoa. So that was like another 4 cup of cocoa powder, and I think that'll give me what I need because I want a little bit more chocolate in there. Now you can use cocoa powder or you can use melted chocolate chips. So either or. I just had cocoa powder, so. And I like to use cocoa powder more than I do the chocolate chips. So it's just a personal preference when it comes to it. Okay, that's it. That's giving me that color that I want. So let me show y'all. I don't know if y'all can see the color change from the camera. Let me see. But it's a little darker than what it was. So that's the color that I'm looking for. Break my powder down. Oh yeah, that's the perfect consistency. So what I'm gonna do after I scrape this and my bowl down is I'm just gonna let my mixer go on low. You can use milk. I just like to add a little bit of heavy cream just for that richness, to add a little bit of richness in there. And when you add that, it may soften up. And if it softens up too much for you, just add a little bit more confectionery sugar to it.
In my dreams, I'm never over you. Just trying to stay alive. No matter how I feel or what I do, yeah, I keep on wasting time. And I'm just here until there's something new. Although it feels so right, yeah. Guess it's nothing left for me to do. Hide to the tears tonight. I remember when I laid my eyes on you. I knew you would never be mine. Oh yeah. Keep it on the low 'cause I don't wanna know. 'Cause I'm not ready to give it up. Yeah. Sometimes I am lying to myself, yeah. Because I need some time. It's a process I am in, yeah. And I will walk the line. And I'm just here until there's something.
Okay, y'all, I decided to come and sit in my office to finish talking to you all. But I do want to tell you, after I finish with my first coat of icing, I put it in the freezer. You want to put your cake in the freezer for about 30 minutes. That way it's nice and firm. You don't have to worry about it moving. And you don't have to worry about that budging either. It's just doing it because, you know, the icing is soft. You got that little space. But all of that will be filled in. And like I said, after I take it out the freezer, you see me going back with my final coat. And then I'm going to take my, it's called a bench scraper, cake scraper, whatever you want to call it. It will allow the cake to smooth out because you are taking a hot scraper because you're running under water, or you can boil some water and just dip it into the water and then wipe it off, and it will allow that butter to smooth out. So that's how you get your nice smooth sides on the cake, and as well as the corners of the cake on the top of the cake. I also forgot to tell you that the second tool that I will be using is called a cake comb. Now you can get those from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, any store that sell cake decorating tools, of course, Amazon. And that's just the easy way to make the cake look good. You do the same thing. You dip that in hot water or run hot water on it, and it will smooth the cake out really good. So let's get back into the video. So that's the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I do want to tell you that any pieces that you may pick up that you want to stick inside of the cake, always make sure you wrap it with floral tape or some type of tape that's food safe before you stick it in the cake. And yeah, a lot of floral pieces typically comes wrapped already, but just in case you see some type of piece that you want to stick into your cake, just make sure you wrap it and your cake is protected from any type of wire. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I will see you all in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. What's that other thing? Oh, hype. I always forget about that. And don't forget to hype up the video. Bye, y'all.